Welcome class to Recipe Review 101, where we're going to take a recipe, we're going to dissect it, find out what's going on in that recipe, give you some tips about some things you're going to experience while making the recipe, some idea of how it's going to turn out for you. Today we're going to be talking about Food Network Magazine's Sheet Pan Apple Spice Pancake as found in the 2018 October edition. So go ahead and grab yourself a pen, some paper, and a sweet tooth, because I'm Professor Kitchen, and class is in session. Alright everyone, today we'll be discussing Food Network Magazine's Sheet Pan Apple Spice Pancake that's found in their October 2018 edition on page 104. This recipe says it takes about 30 minutes to prepare and about a total of an hour and 10 minutes from start to finish, and it's going to serve 6 people. They think these sheet pan recipes serve 6 people no matter what. So let's take a look at what's going on with our ingredients. It says for the pancakes, you're going to need a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/3 cup packed light brown sugar, half a teaspoon apple pie spice, 3 tablespoons unsalted butter at room temperature, 3 Golden Delicious or Gala apples peeled, cored, and sliced into 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick rounds. So you're slicing it in rounds, not in wedges. 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup whole wheat flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. That's interesting. That means there's some acid somewhere in there to counteract that soda. 1 teaspoon salt, 2 cups of whole milk, 3/4 cups whole milk Greek yogurt. There's your acid right there. 2 large eggs and 1/2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract. That's your pancakes. Now it says for topping. 1 cup confectioner's sugar, 5 teaspoons apple cider, 1/4 teaspoon apple pie spice, then maple syrup and or whipped cream for serving. Or if you eat this with chicken and waffles that are right next to it, you better get your insulin shot out, because, buddy, you're going to need it even if you're not a diabetic. Woo! Let's go over their instructions. Number 1, make the pancake. Duh. Preheat the oven to 450. Mix the granulated sugar, brown sugar, and pie spices in a large bowl. Alright, so you got all your spice and your sugar mixed up. Rub a rim baking sheet with 2 tablespoons of butter and arrange the apple slices on top in a single layer. So you could rub it with butter, which is a great way of doing it. You could probably also spray with a butter flavored non-stick spray and probably do the same thing. But they say rub it with butter. Sprinkle the apples with 1/3 cup of the sugar mixture. Bake until the apples are tender and the baking sheet is mostly dry, 25 to 30 minutes. Time on this part right here. Apples do take a while to break down, and you're cooking this long. You're cooking it at high temperature, but you're cooking it long enough for this water and these apples to seep out and then to dry up, and you're going to have this coating on your pan. It's that stuff on that pan, that apple coating that's on there is going to be yummy. Scrape it off, keep it for yourself. That stuff is delicious. Don't give it to your family. They don't deserve it. You cooked it. Number 2, meanwhile, whisk both flours, all-purpose and whole wheat. That's right, there were 2 different flours. I missed that. The baking powder, baking soda, and salt into the remaining sugar mixture. Whisk the milk, yogurt, eggs, and vanilla in a separate bowl. Then stir the milk mixture into the flour mixture. Now, the reason why you're doing this is you want to get all the liquids integrated separately and all the dry goods integrated separately before you mix them together. That way you're not going to have any clumps of anything, especially with the dry goods. You don't want any big lumps of flour, and you don't want any big lumps of egg, like egg white or egg yolk, in the wet ingredients. So when you mix them all together very well before you integrate them together, you help keep that from happening. Number 3, pour the batter over the apples and gently spread to cover. Alright, so here you're really making, they call it a pancake, and it's kind of a pancake batter, but it's laid out more like a cake. Unlike the waffles from the chicken and waffles, these are not individual. This is a big sheet pan, one giant pancake. It does say singular, apple spice pancake. They don't say pancakes. I might have said pancakes at first. I was wrong. Pancake, singular. There's one that serves 6. Or one really big dude. Bake until dry on top and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean, about 12 to 15 minutes. Brush with the remaining 1 tablespoon of butter and let cool for 15 minutes. The reason you're letting it cool is so that cake can set up. You've got apples at the bottom, and pancake can be pretty flimsy when it's hot, which is great when you've got small plate-sized pancakes. It's not any good when you have a big pancake, sheet pan-sized pancake, and you're trying to get portions out because it'll break off. So make sure it cools down and sets a little bit. Number 4, make the glaze. Stir the confectioner's sugar, cider, and pie spice in a bowl. Drizzle over the pancake. Cut into squares, invert onto plates, and serve with maple syrup and or whipped cream. So this serving suggestion is actually to have the topping you made put on there, but then to serve it upside down so you have the sweet topping on bottom plus the maple syrup or whatever your favorite syrup is on top of it to soak in. Sounds pretty tasty to me. 2 different kinds of texture with the 2 different kinds of flour. You're going to have the whole wheat texture and the irregular flour texture, which I like that. But you're also going to have a very large amount of sweet going on. So if you don't like too much sweet, this may not be the recipe for you. But if you like a good breakfast sweet, then this might be exactly what you're looking for. Anyway, give this recipe a try. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of it. Also, let me know down there if there's any recipes you'd like me to go over. Thank you all for coming today. Hope you all have a great week. God bless. Class dismissed.